Kathy Vick, Deeply Awake, chats. Check in and channel 2017. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it together and make it short for me. I'm sort of void. I'm blank. I'm really past the point of toleration with the collective. I'm really done. I took a look at what's going on, and just the shock people have, which I find a bit disingenuous, to be frank. Oh my God, our president is like a total racist and shit. Yeah, he always was. So my feeling is, as Americans, I just want to say this, and take it or leave it. I don't care. Having been in a domestically violent situation, having been a child of trauma, a teenager of trauma, and an adult woman of trauma, I know a thing or two about the abusive relationship. And I know every abused person, every kid who's gotten beaten, every little girl who's gotten touched where she didn't want to be touched, every husband who has faithfully brought home a paycheck to a shrew, every woman who has denied her own sexuality because she can't stand her mate, all of that, it's sick. It's sick. And it's as part of this weave as racism is and genocide. It's dark. Yeah. And I can talk about it. Want to know why? Because I'm a native. Of a conjoined North Node and Pluto retrograde in my ascendant. Opposite. A conjoined Sun with Mercury. Both of those planets in retrograde, Mercury and Pluto. That was my configuration. I know a thing or two about rising from the ashes, and I know there comes a day, there comes a glorious moment when you realize you have given everything, body, soul, and your free will, thinking that this consumptive bully in front of you will finally be satisfied. And then you realize, in a flash, no, this is broken. And I've been feeding off a carcass. And I'm sick. And the only way I'm going to get better is to stop swallowing the poison. I have to decide there's something better than this. A feast of death and destruction. And then the child, the woman, the man, perhaps finds magically, that release comes. It doesn't come until you realize you're in prison. And I think this national situation mimics so closely that abuse pattern and the disbelief and the denial that is required Yeah, that's like adding I don't know, is MSG something you add for extra flavor? Dire, huh? Dark, bleak. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I'm thinking, okay, well, look at this. I watched Kaipacha and I'm thinking, wow, it really is. This is really it. I'm ahead of the game here. I did my dumping. I did my release in February, and I have been walking through a corridor now since then. Kind of in free fall, truly. And what's been projected on the walls isn't very pretty. But my God, it's better than it used to be because there's an alternative standing right alongside this nonsense. Because I know. I went through it. I saw it. Day to day, I saw. I just had a primer. I finished my primer months ago. There's some systems that can't be fixed. Want to know why? There are some systems that believe they're well, even though they're lethal. Guess what happens then? There's either a battle or there's a withdrawal or there's divine intervention. We have 5 days until we experience divine intervention. We have advanced warning. So there's your Kali, there's your dose of Kali. And the Kali Yuga is dead. I'm not going to be releasing these phantasms. I'm going to be standing above their grave, thanking them for their service. That's what I'm going to be doing. Because I'm going to be adopting new geometries. Because I can, because I understand, because it's my time. So I'm really glad that I did what I did and explained what I explained and went through the hell I went through. Because I'm leaving it behind. And I'm as obsessively in love with people and subjects and pursuits and dreams now as I've ever been. But you know what? When the dark descends, even that obsessiveness, I know it'll fade. I want it to fade. Yes, I'll always have to go by my natal birthday. Of course I will. Every time I'm asked for it, I'll have to respond. So do I carry that profound energy? Yes, that's mine all the way. But it'll be aspected different. In 5 days' time. And I'm ready. And I wanted you to know. And I'm hoping that when I look at this nonsense again, it won't make me feel so angry, like I just want to punch stupid people in the face. Just, will you please wake up? Can't you see what time it is? Jeez Louise. But, you know, that's kind of how I've been rolling my whole life, so. It's just, wow. Fucking elementary school. You just don't let people treat treat you that way. Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way, so maybe we do as a people. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe America's dark night of the soul, when they decide they're going to change from battered human being to something more. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe that dark night of the soul of, oh, hell no. Well, good. That's a good start. It's a bully place to start. You can't say no to what you're not even willing to admit is right in front of you, hurting you and serving you poison, guilting you into eating it. So maybe I can be done with this, and just happily trip along. I'm hoping. Alright, so we have a few things to say. There's a lot of mental energy, the energy that is happening right now, and we say this is in the population that is like a static band. It's not on the earth, it's up above. It's mental, and lots of contradictions, and lots of this, lots of this, lots of this. Okay, so when you are having a day like this, and we have actually seen the geometries for today, they're quite beautiful, quite stunning, but it seems that there are a lot of mental processes. So on a day such as that, shivers, when you cannot get off the dime of your thinking, and everything you see and touch and feel and taste leads you into more thinking. That's okay. So if this is how you always are, well then that's stressful, but that's fine. But if this is not normal for you, well then, yeah, some things that help. Drinking water, especially with lemon, honey, little bit of salt, little teeny tiny bit of each, doesn't need a lot. Organic, pink, yes. Root vegetables, simple grounding. Take off the petroleum products from your little feet and go put the soles of your feet onto the earth. And most likely you will be simply drawn to the sun. If you're outside, it will be natural to look up, even with eyes closed. Doesn't matter, the coats are coming down so thick. It's good to be in the sun. Discharging this energy physically is important. When there are conflictions, when there's this wobble, it's not so much a wobble, it's this. Then it is important to discharge that information. It is important to discharge that, and this is a very good time to express in the physical with organizing. Okay? Because it's very hard to organize the thoughts, yes, when they're going pew, 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 pew. And there are times, dear ones, when this is not possible to just stop it. You notice it's just like a what do you call that? Rapids? Just push that water. Well, you can't get a foothold in that. It's best to just ride it. Yes. With trust in your heart. Become physical and ride it. Don't notice it so much. Don't attend to those tendrils of thought. Instead, feel the tendrils of thought. Notice they make a carpet. Whoosh, you can go right along. So this is a good time to discharge energy, yes, into the physical grid. Physical, into the senses. We say that releasing sexual energy when the mental processes are like this is of course, it's a break, and it will help. It discharges information. It discharges. However, we would caution you, because for a true solid connection, well, this is at times a difficult position to take in the midst of mental excess. For we suggest that the heart, the mind, the pelvis all be open in a column, and the energy runs smooth, and there's a sense of safety throughout all the bodies, okay? What? Is it required that you express yourself sexually on a schedule? We hope not at this point. We hope that you can see that this is profound creative energy. And when used with another, it must be used responsibly. And this means, of course, being responsible for self first, energetically. This whole paradigm of the human being some creature sexually, and there's no way possible to rein in this primal urge. Oh, it's so sad. It is an excuse to use women as tissues. This is the purpose of that paradigm. If males felt it important, a priority, to feel and communicate that column, mind, heart, throat, pelvis, legs, crown, all connected and running smooth. Yes, with the expression coming from this beautiful combination. Expressed through the heart, through the throat, through the skin, through the eyes, but aligned. This is the best time to release sexual energy with another. We are not discouraging other expressions of sexuality. What we are suggesting is a shift in perceiving one's own sexuality as one's own. It is not up for negotiation. It is not up for barter. And it is not for sale unless the individual is in accord, and then so be it. There is no right or wrong way, but there is a way to use the body and all it contains in a way that is spiritually responsible and ultimately quite pleasurable for all. Why do we bring this up? Isn't it funny? We bring it up because some may be feeling it, this need to express, to push, to get it out. Wait, dear ones, just wait, and in the meantime, discharge your energy responsibly, wisely, in gentleness for the highest good of self and others, in all timelines, in all parts of self. Yes? You could say this is keeping a high vibe. Sure. We wish to say that we admonished earlier, use each day well. Are you feeling it? How precious this moment is, and this one, and this one. Yes, underneath the thrum of discontent and the drumbeat of war is certainty that all is well. Surrender, we say. If you can remove your very fatigued and bent fingers from the rocks lining the riverbed, which is now raging, you will feel better. And this does not mean acting out. It means riding it out. Self-care. Epsom salt baths, grounding, root vegetables, sunshine, fresh air. And for this one, the prescription, shall we say, dear one? Yes. We wish for you to go see a couple of friends. It is true that you need eyeballs today. Eyeballs today, yes. It is not an isolation day. It is an eyeballs day. And it doesn't matter the quality of connection. What matters is the connection is made. This one knows of the truth of it. Spiritually, it is quite true. Opportunities can be missed. There, we said it. It's true. Many will miss the opportunity of this eclipse. They were not prepared. And so they will be benefited, of course. But, it will not be possible for them to open all the gifts because the living rooms aren't big enough. Oh well. That was a choice that was made every single day of their lives. And all is well. All is well. It would be silly to have a nation full of channelers and poets, don't you think? Yes, we think so too. And so, perhaps this energy is not expanding the superhighway that's blowing through some people's heads. Perhaps your job is to truly look within and to take a look around and to come to the conclusion that you have indeed contributed to the mess you are in. Absolutely. In fact, there may come a time when you will come to understand that these were all preferences. Perhaps you are not in extremity, but instead a sort of dead zone. Nothing pushes you, nothing enlivens you, nothing sparks you. Good, it's working. That's fine. We would say this is a very, very good way to walk into the eclipse. We remind you that, the one before you is a technician. That's what we call this expression. A technician, a specialist, okay? And must it be said, specialists give a lot up in order to be specialists. They specialize. Perhaps for the one before you, it is simply going from specialist to generalist. Perhaps it's going from being afraid of self and other and in a constant position of apology to one of owning this immense beauty and love and placing it within a configuration which allows free flow of this astounding personage. It is a conference, and it is a gift, and it is unusual, and it is ancient, and it is done perfectly, actually. And it is time. And although the influence has been here forever, it is not adopted. It cannot be. It just can't. Until this eclipse. Do you understand what we're saying? Do you understand how fundamentally your DNA, can change on the 21st? And perhaps you simply drive away or walk away from it feeling better. Good. Good. That's all that was desired, really. The rest is taken care of. You don't have to worry about it. None of you. None of you. You're going from struggle to help. You're going from separation to reunion. Fear not, and be of good cheer. Yes, we cry. It is so moving to us what you are going through as a people. We are so pleased and so much in honor of your beauty and your strength and your willingness and your intentions, dear ones, conscious or not. We see you soon. Namaste.